Robert sat in the corner booth of Miller's Diner, watching rain streak down the windows at 48 years old. He had perfected the art of eating alone. His divorce papers had been finalized 3 weeks ago. The house felt too empty now, so he came here most evenings, just him, a plate of meatloaf, and the hum of the highway outside. He was cutting into his dinner when he heard the bell above the door chime. A young woman stepped inside, carrying a boy who couldn't have been more than 4. Her clothes were damp from the rain. The child's jacket was too thin for November weather. She glanced around nervously, her dark hair falling across her face. Robert noticed her hesitate near the entrance. The waitress approached, and he could see the woman shake her head. Pointing to the restroom, she carried the boy toward the back. When she emerged a few minutes later, the little boy looked at the counter with wide eyes. Robert heard him whisper to his mother, "Mama, I'm hungry." The woman knelt down, brushing wet hair from his forehead. "I know, sweetheart," she said softly. "We'll eat soon." But Robert saw her check her wallet, saw the way her shoulders fell. He recognized that look 20 years ago. He had worn it himself, back when his own son was small and money was tight. She began walking toward the door. The boy's hand in hers. Robert didn't think. He just called out, "Excuse me." The woman turned. Startled, her name was Elena, he would learn later. She was 32, a single mother working 2 jobs. "I couldn't help but notice," Robert said gently. "My son's hungry," the boy said, looking up at Robert with honest eyes. "Can we stay a while?" Elena's cheeks flushed. "We were just leaving. Please," Robert said, gesturing to the booth across from him. "I ordered too much food anyway." "I can't accept that," she replied, pride stiffening her voice. Robert understood that pride. He had carried it for years. "Then don't accept it as charity," he said. "Accept it as one parent to another." He paused. "My son used to love the pancakes here." Something in his voice must have reached her. Elena looked at her boy, then back at Robert. Finally, she nodded. They slid into the booth. The boy's name was Liam. He had his mother's dark eyes and a smile that came easily once he relaxed. Robert ordered pancakes, eggs and hot chocolate. While they waited, Elena tried to explain. "We had to leave our apartment," she said quietly. "The landlord sold the building. We've been staying at my sister's, but she lives an hour away." "I was driving back from a job interview when the car started making noises. We pulled off here, and it won't start now." Robert listened without interrupting. He remembered being stuck, remembered the weight of worry that came with every unexpected expense. The food arrived, and Liam ate with the focused intensity of a truly hungry child. Elena picked at her eggs, watching her son more than eating. "The interview went well," she offered. "It's a morning shift at a clinic. The hours would mean Liam could stay with my sister instead of daycare. That would save us almost $300 a month." Robert nodded. "That's smart thinking. You've got to make every dollar count." Elena agreed. "My parents used to say that. They passed away when I was 25. I wish they could have met Liam." Her voice carried a familiar ache. Robert knew that feeling too. Missing people who should be there to see your children grow. "I'm sure they'd be proud of you," he said. Elena's eyes glistened, but she smiled. After they finished eating, Robert excused himself. He walked to the counter and paid his bill, then spoke quietly to the waitress. When he returned, Elena was helping Liam into his jacket. "Thank you," she said. "You didn't have to do that." "I know," Robert replied. Then he handed her an envelope. "What's this?" Elena asked. "My mechanic's card is in there," Robert said. "Tell him Robert sent you. He's honest and fair. And there's enough inside to cover a tow and basic repairs." Elena's hands trembled as she held the envelope. "I can't take this," Yes, you can, Robert said firmly, because 20 years ago, someone did something similar for me. A stranger paid for groceries when my card was declined. I had my son with me, and I was mortified. But that person told me the same thing I'm telling you now. He paused. Someday, when you're able, you'll help someone else. That's how kindness works. Tears slipped down Elena's cheeks. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything, Robert replied. Just get that car fixed and get to that job interview follow-up. Liam tugged his mother's sleeve. Is the nice man helping us, Mama? Yes, baby, Elena whispered. He is. She looked at Robert. How do I repay you? You already are, Robert said. You're raising a good boy. You're working hard and not giving up. That's everything. They stood there in the diner's warm light. Rain still falling outside, Robert thought about his own son. Now 23 and living across the country. They didn't talk much anymore. Too many arguments during the divorce. Too much distance built up, but he remembered holding him at. Liam's age remembered promising to always keep him safe. Maybe he couldn't fix what was broken with his own family, but he could. Do this, Elena hugged him briefly. Thank you, she said again. You'll never know what this means. But Robert did know. He knew exactly what it meant. As they left, Liam turned and waved. Robert waved back, feeling something shift in his chest. The diner suddenly seemed less lonely. The waitress brought him coffee. That was a good thing you did, she said. Robert shrugged. Just paying it forward. He sat there a while longer, watching the rain, thinking about kindness and second chances. About the connections we make when we stop being afraid to reach out. His phone buzzed, a text from his son. Hey, Dad, can we talk sometime? Robert stared at the message, then he smiled and typed back, yes. I'd like that very much. Outside, the rain began to ease. Somewhere, a mother and her son were heading home, and in that diner booth, a man who had thought he'd eat alone had found something he didn't know he was looking for: hope. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring tales of everyday kindness. Drop a comment below and tell us about a time someone's generosity made a difference in your life. Your story might inspire someone else to pay it forward.